After watching this video, if you are open and willing to start your inner work and emotional healing journey with me, then we are coming up with a 1 month program which is redesign your life and work with everything that you have repressed emotionally so that it becomes better for you to achieve your goals, to manifest what you want in your life, and to love the life that you are living and to create a life that you actually love. So, you will find the link to enroll for this course in the description. Enjoy the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to talk about how people use spirituality to escape dealing with the real life problems. And this concept is also broadly called as spiritual bypassing, where instead of paying attention to the issues or to the patterns which are there in your emotions or which are a part of your thought process, instead of dealing with them and solving them, um, choosing some intellectual concept and then being carried away by that concept and internally being more in conflict rather than being more in peace with yourself. This happens when somebody starts to spiritually bypass the reality. So, we have to understand one thing, that spirituality is not an escape from reality, but spirituality is actually seeing the truth. Spirituality means getting closer to reality and also building your capacity to look at the reality the way it is, because of our mind being superimposed by so many ideas, concepts, beliefs, and all the things that we carry in our inner world. We are not able to see things as it is, we are not able to look at ourselves as it is. And as soon as we start clarifying these things, as soon as we start dealing with all of these things, we start to have a lot of clarity in our life. And we sort of know that, okay, this is how I want to live my life, what I want to do. Even if there is uncertainty, you are able to hold yourself during that uncertainty. So, I am telling about the end result of what happens. That does not mean that from today you start acting spiritual as if there is uncertainty happening and you are crushing down, and instead of reaching out for help, you are in all these spiritual concepts. That doesn't work and it is very, very unhealthy. So what happens is that people turn towards spirituality in for two of the following situations. One is when they are in personal crisis, and second, they may not be in personal crisis, but they have sort of understood that no matter how much I try to control the external world, things are not in my control in the external world. And then the person's attention naturally shifts inwards. There could be so many reasons as to why the person's attention shifts naturally inwards. You may be inspired by somebody who talks about spirituality, or you may have read any book, or something happened, okay, and your attention shifted naturally inwards. Now this is a very healthy sign to start your spiritual journey, like you're awakening to the truth rather than calling it just spirituality. So, you awakening to the truth, this starts when you sort of turn inwards and you look for answers inside more than outside. Where you are no more feeling like, oh, I am just a victim of the external situations, but there is something that I can really look at and I can really observe. So this is a very healthy sign to happen, whether it happens through personal crisis or it happens through questioning, curiosity, many other reasons. But if you have taken spirituality like a coping mechanism, where that just to run away from all the issues that you have. For example, you may be having anger issues, you may be a person who is sort of a people pleaser, who allows other people to walk all over them and say that, oh, I'm a very kind, very forgiving as a person, and then be actually an emotional fool just to satisfy your need for love. Here you are not actually a selfless kind person completely, but you're craving for love. There's nothing to judge yourself for, okay? When we talk about coaching, when we talk about spirituality, we're not judging you, we're just looking at your need and where is that need coming from. For example, your need Your craving for love could come from places which needs attention, your own attention. There are parts of you that are unknown to you, you have not seen them, right? And they need your attention, and that is why this craving of love so much. So they need to be addressed. There could be anger and sadness that you are repressing in your system so much, and no matter how much you talk about spiritual concepts, you won't be able to deal with these things because these are unconscious things. And just talking about some ideas like, oh, you should be loving to everybody, you should forgive your abusers, and all of those things. I mean, even when we start reading it, the idealistic scenario looks very beautiful, and we feel that, oh, we want to live in that dreamy idealistic world. I am also, sort of guilty of it, of that wishful thinking. I used to escape in daydreaming too much before. I daydream, of course, I'm a creative person, I have the right to daydream, everybody has the right to daydream. That is the place where your creativity is coming from. But just saying that, oh, this is the idealistic thing, and then chasing that idealistic thing instead of looking at reality, that where is your anger coming from, what is your anger trying to tell you, instead of being that authoritative person who is sort of faking being confident, but internally you're scared of disappointment, and you're scared of being hurt, and you're scared of being um, betrayed, your trust being broken. So instead of healing all these issues, when we start to talk about some concepts that you should forgive everybody and all of these concepts, then that time, especially when you are not ready to forgive, when right now you do not have the capacity or you don't want to forgive, that time you cannot force some unrealistic expectations onto yourself in the name of spirituality. That is very, very important. And when you hear people's stories, and sometimes uh, very hard stuff, how can you say as a human to another human that, you know what, just forgive? That would be such a dismissive thing to say, especially as a coach. I can say this to a person who is sharing the pain of everything that happened to them, right? So that would be so dismissive, right? So do not force yourself to forgive. Do not force yourself to act like a sweet, calm person, because that is how spiritual people look. That's not true. People who are getting closer to truth every single day, or that journey is, at least even if it goes in patterns, it is getting closer to the truth, it's getting closer to the reality. They are actually spiritual people, who are committed towards confrontation, because uh, confrontation towards yourself, about the good, bad, ugly about yourself, just accepting that yes, this is how I am, these are the patterns that I want to change about myself. But you will change only when you confront, only when you accept, right? So that transformation will take time, but acceptance is like the prerequisite of it. And a lot of times we don't want to change it because that is so much our identity, right? And it sort of, we feel that we will just break down if I confront to myself. But spiritual growth is about that, destroying your limited identity again and again, and expanding your awareness through it. Because if your identity is limited, right, that this is what it is, then there is no such thing as expanding your awareness and all of those things. So in your spiritual journey, you are making the unconscious things conscious, right? uh, you are confronting to so many truths. So that time you need to be very compassionate with yourself, right? For example, if you understand something, a pattern that is very self-destructive about you, okay, instead of just beating yourself up, oh my god, why are you this person, why did you do that, you're so indisciplined, you're so messy, instead of saying all of that, can you be compassionate to yourself till the time you make certain changes to yourself, is a very big question that you have. And every behavior, every response, everything that people speak about, even during the coaching session, there is something unprocessed, repressed that comes up along with it. And once you pay attention to that, and it gets conscious. Now you're no more scared of it because now it's in your light of awareness. And that is why confrontation is so important. So yeah, meditations, yoga, lot many things increase your capacity to sort of confront. It increases your strength to confront, but your will is very much required, of your intention to actually say that I want to know the truth, and I'm ready to confront, right? That is very much required and can be very scary because it's unfamiliar. You don't know what's going to come up, and that time, just holding yourself and being very compassionate with yourself is important. And why are we getting so much in depth with it is people who are struggling with these issues can understand it, because for a long time, if you have lived an um, inauthentic life because you wanted to get love from people around you as a child, maybe, or even as a grown up adult, you wanted to fit into that environment so that you feel safe, you might have worn that inauthentic mask for a very long period of time, and that was your defense mechanism. Nothing judgmental about it. But now when it feels too heavy, it's the time to drop it, and it becomes very very hard for people. So that time, running behind all these concepts is more harming than good. So it's better that you start talking to yourself authentically. Start with the intention that I'm ready to confront. And I'll keep making videos on this topic, because practical spirituality that gets you closer to the truth is the real spirituality. So thank you so much everyone for watching this video. See you the next time.